All right, guys, your buddy Kintips here. So somebody asked me to do a deep dive with the Nosfet AERO and the KingSong S16. If you guys don't know, I traded my S16 for this AERO, and do I regret it or anything? Let me tell you the story. So uh, I love the S16 Pro. It had like a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour, 1500 watt hour battery. Had the RGB, it had speakers, it had USB. I had a seat on mine, but the trolley handle was a issue for me. It just wasn't good trolley handle. It was too far forward. The pedals were small, but the pedals are small on this, and I have to buy pedal grips, so factor that into the cost of this. The pedals were fine on that, like it gave you enough grip, but they were just kind of small. And you can buy these extended pedals on AliExpress, but they were really pricey, so I didn't bother. The S16 came with pads. This comes with pads, but the S16 stock pads I didn't really like, so I bought my own. So that kind of evens out there. Build quality on the S16 is really good. It's really good at, like, lots of areas were metal. The top was the only plastic part. This has plastic battery boxes on the half of them. So it's, I would say the build is, and the metal here is thinner. Just be aware of that. Build wise, like, this is built really good as well, but they have to make it lightweight, and that's why they made it lightweight. Now keep that in mind. The S16 Pro had about I think it was 70 it was about 70 pounds. Okay, so give or take, because you add pads, it's probably gonna end up being, like, I think mine ended up being about 75 pounds because it had the seat and everything on it. So, but that's quite a bit of a weight difference. So this is more like a grab and go wheel. I would say, like, you can take it to just run errands and stuff like that. It's nice for that type of stuff. Would I take it off-road too much? Probably not, unless I needed to, because, like I said, you're probably going to scrape it pretty easily, and I think I already have a little bit of scrapes on my pedals. So, but just be aware of that, guys. So what do I enjoy? Well, the ride feel of them are different. This rides like a 16X. The S16 Pro rides completely different. It's like a muscle car. This is like an elegant sports car, I would say. And the thing is, like I said, they ride completely different. They both have good power, torque-wise and things like that. They're both, I would say, pretty close on par with each other. If you guys haven't ridden the S16 has quite a bit of power. But like I said, it's a raw power, and the battery on the S16 wasn't that great. Also had only the stock firmware, but they've updated the firmware since then, and supposedly has better battery life. Now, battery life on this, apparently you can probably get about maximum about 60 kilometers and 60 kilometer range on this maximum. Okay, so that's like with, you might get some tilt back and all the other stuff. But the S16, when I had it, it was not good range. It burned battery pretty good, but like I said, they've updated. I don't know what the range is since it's been updated, but I never really updated the firmware, as I mentioned, because it was the firmware was always iffy on those wheels. But anyways, I would say, yeah, this is pretty good range. It has the same range as an S18. I'll tell you that. I get the same range. I get about 60 on my S18 easily. So, yeah. Yeah, but ride feel wise, like I said, this is 16X. S16 Pro is just different. It's bigger, bulkier. This is much slimmer. Yeah. Hopefully that guy helps you out. But the S16 Pro is priced a lot better. You get more for what you pay for. Like I said, this is just a basic wheel. There's nothing fancy about it. But, all the features of the S16 are here. Like, even S16 has smart BMS. So, this is nothing new. So, yeah. All right, guys. Hopefully that helps you out. We'll see you on the next video.